Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. I'll be with you in 1 second. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. I am just getting things set up here. Sorry that I am not completely ready when I hit the go button here. I did not quite have things set up. You always realize that, oh crap, I didn't do this or I didn't do that. Anyhow, so now that we are really started and that I got all my buttons pushed, let me make sure the microphone is working. Let me move the microphone into the right spot. Make sure it's working. All right, everything's working. Cool. Like I say, sorry for the kind of sort of false start there. Anyway, now for real this time, really. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Wednesday, March 29th. 2023. It's 9:41 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. And as always, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. Links to things, affiliate links, things I use and endorse, indicators that I use here. Buy me a coffee, darn it, if you love me. And with that said, also blockchain education. Definitely, this is a discount link there. A lot of my trading methodology comes from them. If you want to come in and I know it's a little bit late in the year, actually the year's just getting started, but you want to come in for the big win in 2023 and make crap tons of money in crypto and play with a nice team, 2 webinars a week. We have a live chat all the time. We're trading, we're making things happen. Great trading methodology, no nonsense negativity. This is like the real deal. So come join the team. It definitely ain't free. It costs a little bit of money. But if you are a hardcore crypto trader or you want to learn to be one in a supportive environment, come join the team. It's just wonderful. No guarantees, of course, not financial advice and entertainment purposes only. But come join the team. Like to see you there in the live chat, on the webinars, and learning the trading methodology. It's all laid out there for you. It's powerful. It's good stuff. I'll see you there. All right. Now, with that said, crypto truth seekers, I'm going to actually fire up one thing I forgot to fire up earlier, and that is this. Where's my little thing here? Coin 360. Like I say, all the things that I talk about, it's all here. Everything that all the indicators I use and stuff like that, you'll find it over at BitcoinDailyView.com. So you can just go there, scroll down, you'll see it is all there. With that said, looking at the crypto universe in squares today, as you can see, it's in general pretty darn green day. Going to look at XRP in a little bit of depth there. I want to check out Matic too. XRP kind of in the news recently. Many people are saying, is it going to be the big deal? Is it going to keep running? We'll start with the daily chart and look at that. It's definitely making an impressive play. And ADA is up 7.27% today, and that's Cardano that we all know and love. It's been just kind of like, it's been a depressing chart for quite a while, but it seems like it's been born again hard. And sorry, being attacked by gnats. People must think I live in a ghetto or something, but it's gnat season here in the Arizona desert, and I'm telling you, it's amazing. You know, I think every Arizonan that lives in the Sonoran Desert here definitely probably inhales about 1,000 gnats this time of year. All right, with that said, cryptometer.io. What is the Bitcoin trading volume last 24 hours? It's been kind of low, 5.2 billion. All right, but definitely this morning it is picking up big time. So with that said, let's keep on rocking. Now looking at RECTs liquidations, last hour just 1.2 million. That's probably because they all got wrecked earlier this morning. Over the last 24 hours, 131 million. Under 100 million is kind of a sideways day. People aren't trying too hard, so have a little bit of aggressive longing and shorting going on, but not too much. What's exchange liquidations? You can look at Binance right now. It does seem like the rect ratio is kind of on the long side now. Now, looking at the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500, they're all up. Well, they're actually all up. It's a good day. Dow up 0.7, NASDAQ up 1.35, S&P up 1.05. And looking in a little bit of detail here at the S&P 500 grid, Amazon and Tesla doing really well, Microsoft and Apple doing really well, NVIDIA. This one here has been crushing it. NVIDIA is one of those things, if you had just gone all in on, like in January, you're doing pretty good right now. NVIDIA has been insane. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there. I know that people are gaming, I guess, but also what are GPUs used for? Well, video encoding. There are big video encoding farms. Like that's how Netflix, that they have a big ass farm going. I don't know how many hundreds or thousands of servers, but you have to encode that video for all the different formats that it's going to actually be on, and then put that up to the content delivery networks and such. So I know you've got video encoding farms like that, more so than we may think. Is it just gaming? GPU mining, I do wonder. I kind of think GPU mining is sort of dead. Just the profit margin is like, 1% over 10 years, maybe. Anyway, it's just not happening, in my opinion. We really need a lot of shit coins on the market that you can GPU mine. People kind of need to mine on speculation. And also a lot of the old players like Ethereum and things like that you could mine. Now they need like 8 gig GPUs to mine those, and those just get pricey. And anyway, I know I'm kind of rambling, but NVIDIA, why is NVIDIA pumping? If anybody knows, do comment. I'd love to know what you're thinking. Like, why is NVIDIA, kicking ass? And are we really not able to get microprocessors? Because what was that? Anyway, NVIDIA ain't stopping. So with that said, let's keep on rocking here. Looking at the GXY, Dollar Strength Index today, it's a green day. I think everyone is kind of watching this downwards channel that the DXY is in. We'll see what happens. Nothing goes straight up, nothing goes straight down, but the XY is, even though it's not exactly, I know you can't exactly play it this way, but it is below the 200 and 314 on the daily. It is a downwards channel. So we'll see what happens. It has green days, it has red days, but overall downwards channel is giving the market some room to breathe and move. And of course, with the bank, deposit backing, I've seen some charts on that, and we have the more money. God, what is it in the forget it. I don't want to even start talking about that. It just gets us way too off course. But man, money has been printed. Crazy stuff is happening. The central machines do not have the control they would like over the economy right now, with the banks, I think, personally, allegedly. So with that said, U.S. oil spot, it makes sense to me. Sanity is working and reality is not broken when the price is on the way up. And we're back in that sideways channel that we were in. And I think that represents a bit of a healthier world. If you were a person, who was rocking this, you're back probably happy because you can get back in that channel and buy and sell and start making some, money if you are doing trading commodities, if you're trading oil. All right, S&P 500 green day today. Opened with a gap, pumping. I dig it. That's wonderful, making that strong move off the 200 moving average on the daily chart. Let's see if we can challenge that 314 and break above it. Now, Bitcoin, good day. Green day for Bitcoin. I think we all know that. If you woke up this morning, you probably know. Because either you just woke up and went, cool, there it is, or you woke up, you were long and you went, yes, or you were using leverage long and you were like, woohoo, or you had leverage short and, well, you probably already ended it, so you're not watching. So anyway, Bitcoin versus versus USDT on Binance. Beautiful green day. One thing I will note, it does look like, if I fire up a ray here, are we getting ready to, break above? We kind of are. Recent highs. So let's see what happens. I think it's definitely a possibility. All right. So gold, it is nice that, I wonder if we're seeing something so obvious. Are we kind of seeing a cup and handle on gold? Could be. It's pretty obvious of a pattern right there. We did, which is nice to see. Gold has broken above a recent high, come down and tested that, and it looks like it's support so far. So red day today, but in general, gold is above the important moving averages on the daily, and it seems like it's doing all right. So gold, good. Gold ain't dumping right now, but the DXY is. Silver has this beautiful upwards trend, get above the 200 and the 314 once again, not too far from the moving eight. Silver, green day today, moving up. I like it, and I think once again, one of the things that we're probably going to be watching for, I know I will be, is silver going to break above those recent highs that it had? That would be pretty groovy. I would love to see silver at $25 a coin. That would be darn nice now, wouldn't it? Especially if you bought it down here at 20. Woo! All right. If I remember this morning looking at what someone else posted, I think this candle here for Bitcoin versus USDT. Well, this is really BTC USD perpetual contracts, but basically, I think these two candles, these two big pushes, This is a 15-minute chart, but I think they actually both kind of completed within like 15 seconds or something. So this was absolutely a wreck. It might be this one. Yeah, look at that. All those shorts that got wrecked. The liquidations were insane. I think it was like maybe 100 million or something like that. Don't quote me, but it was a massive amount of liquidations. And this candle here represented in 15 minutes, but I think the majority of this happened in like 15 seconds or something. So the shorts just, man, they got butt hammered. I mean, woo. Well, there you go. And looking at the amount of shorts that were stacked up, everyone's expecting it to short. And you look over at Binance, you can see all the shorts that are all lined up. Well, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to wreck your ass. What is with people? Sorry, it's just, longing and shorting, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you short when you sell. I mean, if you think of it that way, longing and shorting, I mean, nothing wrong with it. Using leverage, nothing wrong with it. But why are people so damn stupid? I mean, they walk right into it's just, anyway, it goes to show everyone listening to this, you're going to be a millionaire. No promises. But if you just kind of use some common sense, when I watch these like $100,000, $250,000, $1 million wrecks, when the market was pretty much almost ensuring it was going to happen, I'm like, who are these? I mean, who are these people? Who's doing that? I mean, need to fire some people. Anyway, Binance and all the big exchanges right now are up. It's nice to see the top 20 exchanges definitely all are in the green. That's a good thing. Spot trading is in the green. Nice to see. Binance, 60 billion in derivatives. So that's cool. It's been below 50 billion recently. So I think definitely probably Binance for the moment is probably satisfied, especially after this morning with the wrecks they've got. And that's not a bad amount of derivatives right now. So definitely a healthy derivative market today, in my opinion, except for those people who probably jumped off cliffs and whatever, ended it one way or the other this morning who were short. So Bitcoin, unfortunately, this is not working. I love this guy here, but it ain't working. So we'll have to just nix it. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, we have a short bias right now, 58% short, 41% long for Bitcoin. So definitely a bit of a short bias right now, but you can see where that got them last night, Anyway, so this is a 45-minute chart. Let me nix the ATR cave here just so we can see it a little bit more clearly. Let's make this big. And as you can see here, we had a BART pattern, and yesterday we were kind of doing this and I was wondering, are we going to complete it? And we didn't complete it perfectly, which would have been more like this, but that's fine. It just sort of, delayed a little bit. We did complete it ultimately, and that we came down here, not quite a perfect BART pattern, but I do really wonder about the setup that was going on, because what I don't get is we were here, we were kind of doing this action, and we're sort of going like course sideways here, and that's when all the shorts that got wrecked this morning got put in, and I'm like, what are you? Sorry, I won't babble on about it, but I'm just, both be it shorts or long, I don't get the big money that just flushes down a toilet when obvious moves take place. So anyway, yeah, we were going sideways, but there was, if you look at the indicators here, so this is the thing. BART pattern begins. Here we are. We're going up here. And then what do we got here? We're in a squeeze. Directional index is in the green. ADX is rising. Not a whole lot of volume. I will give it that. But still, right in here, where I saw the shorts getting stacked up, what was happening? I mean, look at this. What was happening? Squeeze indicator on the way up, directional index on the way up. ADX was above 25. We did have some little volume spurts coming in. So pretty much, I mean, like, who the crap was putting those shorts in and predicting this? Absolutely, short time frame would have showed you that was retarded. So anyway, sorry y'all got wrecked, but that's just the way it goes. Don't try so hard. Anyway, with that said, looking at a 4-hour chart, we're still above the 200, the 314. Nice, powerful chart. Got some purple candles here on the candles by Sam. We're beginning to go sideways. Like I said, I think one of the things that's going to be interesting today and this week is, are we going to break previous highs? Let's see what happens. Right now, as you can see, what is totally logical, we hit those previous highs, and what happened? We got rejected. That makes sense. We very well may, bonk, 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 and maybe then break above. But right now, if you look at the chart here on the 4-hour, okay, so 4-hour chart, what do we got going on? I'll do this for the people who are putting in the $1 million longs and shorts right now. 4-hour chart, the squeeze indicator is beginning to turn towards the positive. Directional index is in the green. ADX is right at about like 25. Perfect. You could say overall, maybe the volume is not super pumping. We're kind of losing volume there. That could be the case. But here's the thing. It's all about, are we going to push these previous highs, break above? Right now, we rejected off those, and that certainly makes sense. So right now, I would say that I'm just kind of watching. If I was going to do if an aggressive move right now, if I wanted to do a long position, I'd probably look, right about here where you've got previous support, and kind of start there and do a long, and I'd have a pretty darn tight stop, and I would just see what happens. If we break above, then we are in uncharted, territory, and that's pretty groovy. So anyway, good chance that we might consider seeing a move up. And right now, with the global economy, global shitstorm going on, anybody who tells you that they're certain of anything is kind of silly. We can see the chart; it can tell us what's going on, and even more so than the news, etc. And let's just see what happens. Right now, Bitcoin, it's all about, and I think today and this week, I think this is really what it's all about. We're going to break those previous recent highs and continue moving up. Right now, the 4-hour chart looks like it's definitely possible, although we do have a bit of waning volume. So, but let's see, it's kind of a mixed chart. So what do you want to do then? Well, you could be betting against, you could be trading against BTC, maybe like ADA and XRP. We'll look at that. Or you could be, just trading alts that are making nice moves. So right now, to me, Bitcoin, until we actually get a rejection here, which is substantial, or we beat on it and break above, and then we have strong indicators showing an upwards movement, I would just say, I just personally, at the very least, I'm not going to put, big leverage trades in right now, because we're in a sort of the eye of the storm. We'll see what actually happens. Let's look here. Dun, dun, dun. Where's my daily chart? Here we go. Daily chart. This is a weekly chart, though. Daily. On the weekly, a lot of people do find the 21 weekly EMA to be a big deal, and we have broken above it recently on the weekly. Really strong bounce off that. So we are above the weekly 21 EMA, which some peoples do find to be a very important indicator. And of course, on the weekly, we have a positive MACD. Let's look at a daily. The daily chart, we are above the, well, you don't see it here, but we're above the 200 and the 314 moving average on the daily. And we were moving towards a negative cross on the daily MACD, but as you can see, that it's kind of, the tangent has changed. And so it looks like we very well may continue with this positive run. So a daily positive MACD is a wonderful thing. Let's look at the 2-hour MACD. That is really kind of a fortune teller, in my opinion. 2-hour MACD, still very positive. I like what I'm seeing there on the 2-hour. See which way this tangent goes, but definitely, I mean, Bitcoin, it's looking good. I just am not, I'm not convinced at this moment that we're in a place to, I'm not trading it right now. I'm going to wait to see if it breaks recent highs, and we'll see what happens. On the 45-minute chart for immediate price action, you can see that we're beginning to wane on the directional index, and the squeeze indicator is beginning to chill out, and there's no great volume. So I wouldn't surprise me in the 45 if we even saw like, could this actually be a BART pattern playing out? If it is, great. If we bounce off that 45 and that 45-minute 200 moving average, that would be kind of bullish in my opinion. Looking at an hourly is looking about the same. So we'll see what happens. Take care, everybody. If you're trading BTC, right now we're pretty sideways. So just take care. Don't try too hard. Okay, so looking at XRP versus USDT, here's the daily chart. And as you can see, XRP for quite a while ain't done nothing but lose. But on the daily chart here, you can see, and this is rather beautiful, That's 203.14, right? Yeah, 203.14. So the white moving average is the 200 moving average. The green one is the 314. Powerful move above the 200 and the 314. We've broken above previous recent highs. Let's look at this on a 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, well above the 200 and 314, 200 crossing above the 314. I like it. Seeing a bit of a retrace here. I'm going to, I think this is a good spot to actually do. I'm going to go right here and see how this fits. Kind of fits. How about we go like this to a fib right about here? I like that better. Yeah. So I think if we look at the get a fib sequence going here, I really don't like this zone for trading. I don't like it at all. I don't like between the top and the 236. It's just kind of, it doesn't mean a whole lot to me, and I don't even really like between the 236 and the 382. Those have never been great areas to play as far as looking for that retrace, if that's what one is doing. So let's look at it like this. What if so I'm kind of watching, and I'm thinking I would rather see something like this if we come down to like the .5 and make a bounce, the .618 and make a bounce. It very well could turn right around and continue going up from where it is. It's at a possible, logical bounce spot. So, we'll see what happens. But, right now, I think we might be in retrace land. We'll see what happens. Let's look at some immediate price action, like on the 45-minute chart, and you can see we're going to that 236. We're going to bounce there. Looking at the squeeze indicator directional index, volume is kind of hard to read right now. We're above the 200 moving average and the 314. But you know what? Actually, here's the deal. Look at this. On this 45-minute chart for immediate price action, look at that. The 200 moving average is right. It's right below the .5 fib level. It's right above the 236. I'm sorry, the 618 golden pocket. So let's see if I can pull this in so you can see. I think this is all very telling. So looking at this, the .5 would be a logical spot to bounce. It's above the 200 moving average. But even if we kind of lost the .5 and came down to the 200 moving average and bounce, that would be pretty grooving. And of course, the 314 is lurking right there in the 618 golden pocket. What a great place to bounce there. So I'm going to watch XRP. I know it's made some strong moves. I definitely think it might be just getting started. It definitely is in the news. But I'm all about, right now it's waning. I'm going to let it do that. And let's just see if we can pick up a sweet .5 or 618 bounce, because if the news continues positive for XRP, then it could be a great play. So keep an eye on that one. Definitely on that daily chart, you can see it has been, born again, rose. I noticed this one this morning, and a lot of alts are looking like this. This is kind of how this moment is playing out. I think it's that we have a lot with Bitcoin making a move. We have a lot of alts that have kind of followed it, and I think you can kind of see a bit of an upwards channel here. This one may have actually even broke the upwards channel if you think about it like that. But we'll kind of do like this. It rose here on a 45-minute chart, broke the 200, broke the 314, finding support on the 314. Very well could go back to the top of this channel before it turns around. Right now it's waning a little bit, so we'll see what happens. It's either going to go to the top of the channel or probably go visit the bottom again and then bounce. But the bottom's right where the 200 is. So I kind of like what I'm seeing on this one here. There's 200, there's the 340, I'm sorry, there's the 200 moving average, there's the bottom of the channel. If one was to hop in there with a long position, and you were basically like to play the bottom of this channel and see if you can make it back to the top, tight stop there. Definitely that's like, how many, well, that's just 5%. Yeah, maybe not too exciting, but I'm seeing a lot of alts kind of in this position. So we're getting, this is a time to be, watching for, setups. So let's see who's, let's just look at ETH USDT. How's that one doing? It didn't get above that recent high. ETH not too exciting. Who's just thinking of ones to look at? Sorry, got NAS. Matic. Matic versus USDT. Matic's been running. Yeah, Matic's good. 45-minute chart aggressively broke over the 200 to 314. I bet you Matic is coming down for that 314 or 200 bounce and will continue. Everything's kind of waning after this morning's pump. So anyway, there we go. Matic is definitely one that I'm watching. So I won't. I'm sorry. That one chart. We'll see if it's working now. I really do like that one. Let's see. Yeah, this is where I usually find the ones that are looking good. We can look at coin. I'll keep this rolling here. I won't linger. Let's just see coin 360. Anybody else looking impressive right now? We might want to just check out. Oh, Matic's looking good. Link is looking good. Cardano 80A and an LTC 80A and LTC and Link. Okay, real quick, we'll look at those. So 80A USDT. Look at this on KuCoin. Woo! Yeah, it's chilling right now. 88, but the 45-minute chart. This is somewhat positive. Oh, I pretty much took out the old highs. Definitely, I'm gonna watch this guy for a turnaround. I could definitely see 88 continuing. Just watch for logical bounce spots. That 618 golden pocket could be a logical bounce spot. It's definitely waning right now. So 88 versus USDT. Definitely watch that one for sure. Link versus USDT. Looks like ADA, definitely. And what I like about this one is it's close to that 200. So as we can see, this thing is turning around sort of. I'm going to watch this one and look for a long possibly. You could play that if it comes down to the 314 or the 200. Definitely, that could be a spot to watch. See if it comes down. If it begins to turn around, tight stop. Definitely Link versus USDT. And the thing is, what I like is it's got recent highs that it could come back and challenge. So definitely, I would have my if it turns around and you hop in, definitely be watching to get out about there the recent highs. LTC. Hey, LTC is not dead. There's money rolling into it in the background. LTC on 45-minute chart, it needs to challenge recent highs. Seems to be the story for a lot of alts. Will it actually make it above this? But what I like about LTC right now is we're getting a bit of a retrace. That seems to be the theme right now. But we're right there in the 200 moving average. It's either going to hold that or it's not. If I was a crazy person right now, I would trade this thing right there, boom, and I would have my take profit about 4.5% before it gets to that recent high, and my stop would be right under that 45-minute 200 moving average, because this is a very short time frame we're looking at here. Bit of a crazy trade, not financial advice, just saying boom, it's either going to bounce there or it ain't. So just saying, that's my take on it. This is kind of go time for Litecoin. I like that. I'm gonna keep an eye on that one actually. So trading view. Who else do we want to look at? 88 XRP, CFX, whatever that is doing really well. Anyway, I won't belabor all this. We've looked at a few. Definitely, we got some coins that are looking good. Some deep greens too. So anyway, enough said. Let us look quickly. I like this trade. I'm sorry, I like it. I like this one, LTC versus USDT. I know it shows we're probably going to see a retrace, and that makes sense. But it's going to bounce here or it ain't. And if it does bounce, you got a couple percent you could get into before it challenges recent highs. I like what I'm seeing there. All right. This is a little positive news. Let's look at that quite quickly. But positive, interesting news. Jeffrey Sachs wrote this, What Ukraine Needs to Learn from Afghanistan. And this article basically just states that when America's done with you, like many countries we fought proxy wars in, we're going to leave. There's a lesson learned. And here you go, right here. Zelensky admits fear of waning support in the U.S. If they stop helping us, we will not win. So Zelensky, is kind of realizing this recent article that you're just going to be the next Afghanistan. We're either your country's either going to be completely leveled in the first battles of World War III, or America's going to just leave. And I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if we're going to leave. And then this here, and I'll be straight up. I'm not. If it makes people happy, I think Trump was an incredibly weak Second Amendment president. So I ain't picking on Biden specifically here. Okay, Trump did plenty of damage to the Second Amendment, so f him as well. But Biden, I'm a Second Amendment guy. Everybody thinks somehow the Second Amendment is absolute. Yeah, it is absolute. And I start look at these guys in the back. Could they have any less enthusiasm? They're like, oh my God, they told me if I didn't stand here, I'd be fired. Anyway, I don't understand this move. I know it sounds odd, but I'm just like, what are you trying to be the least popular president in history? I don't understand. I get why they're pushing this, because they have an opportunity, never let a whatever go to waste. But this is just, dude, I don't understand. It's just a retard. It's like those guys who were shorting, it's a failed move, and it's just not going to work. Because here, the memes already began. The Second Amendment has limits. Actually, no, it shall not be infringed was pretty clear. It's just whatever, dude. It's a bad move. It's just, could you do anything right? Could you do anything right? Anything? Could you say something that's not stupid? And then here we go. This is an interesting trend that we're seeing. So Biden, Israel can't continue this way. Netanyahu won't be invited to the White House. Anyway, the thing about this is now it's coming out where I don't like Netanyahu. Most people who believe in an earth that's not scorched by nuclear war don't like him. But the thing is that what gets me is now we're finding that a lot of the protests that are happening there, I think, are legit and they're for real reasons, but they're also being funded. They're being pushed. You know how America likes to push, protests and upheaval around the country, around the world. So in a sense, an old ally of ours, like allegedly, but there's stories coming out that we are definitely helping in our little covert ways to foment and make the current uprisings even worse there. Because as we're learning now, apparently Israel doesn't support LGBT BS. They probably create the opportunities to push their agenda. Yeah, I mean, I think that we're seeing this is an interesting situation because, and we'll keep rocking with this. I don't want to linger on any one thing too much. I'm going to keep this short, but that's the thing. It seems like we have an ally. So, okay, we all know who blew up the Nord Stream pipeline. Pretty darn clear. I left out the Polish PM, that guy, or he was the PM, wherever he was, wherever that guy was over in Poland. He actually tweeted, "Thanks, America," right? After that was blown up, the Seymour Hersh article, it's done. We know who did it. We know the 4 people, the 4 players in it. And so basically, we know who did that. That was an attack on our ally and enemy, you might say. And now you look at Israel, traditional American ally. People don't like Netanyahu too much around the world. But the thing is that are we actually, and it appears we're starting to see some stories. I'll link to them as they become more substantial. But are we helping to foment the upheaval there? Because ultimately Netanyahu did get along with Trump, and he also got along with Putin, and he was not, we're looking now traditionally, we're looking back at it now historically, and we're finding that Israel has not necessarily been the opponent. They haven't played the game in the NATO sort of neocon agenda towards Russia. Now, I'm not saying that he's a nice guy, but he has not necessarily played the game. So if you don't play the game completely, you start getting unrest in your country, quite possibly aided by our machine here in the collective West that does that. Now, where's the other one? Let me go in order here. And then you also look at this, what's happening in France right now. I don't know if anybody has seen this stuff, but here in France, you've got these massive, massive protests, and they are massive, 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 massive protests going on. And, we're finding that, the pension reform, it's not popular. but we're finding that, France has not been kind of toeing the line as much as the neocons would like them on the Ukraine situation. And so it's funny how they have protests that allegedly we're starting to see, this is high octane speculation, but these may not be completely organic. Never let a bad situation go to waste. And like I say, Zelensky is beginning to feel that, and he's beginning to say, hey, if you guys stop us supporting us, then we're gonna have problems. So anyway, and back to Biden, Second Amendment. But here's one, and I think this is just massive. This is massive, 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 massive. Over here in the Dawn, today's paper. It's an interesting publication. I'll just put it in the live chat right here in case you're interested, because I think that it's a good little publication to follow if you so desire. First yuan settled LNG trade complete. Now here's one that I think may where was this one? Here's okay. So Macron and the big protests in France. Could this be part of why those are being, could we say covertly, kind of aided by the West? Well, I know they are the West, but here you go. Check. This is massive, and this is it doesn't get any bigger than this. Biggest story of the day. First yuan settled LNG trade completed. Between who? Brazil and Russia? Like China and Russia? Like no. Beijing Chinese National Oil Company and France's Total Energies have completed China's first yuan settled LNG trade through Shanghai Bank, basically. Do you realize? So these protests in France, a lot of the protests in Israel, all of which are for good reasons, are they necessarily completely organic? France just totally punched the neocon globalists in the nuts with this. This is no joke. I mean, what? I don't know. If you ask me, I'm surprised if France ain't already getting bombed, or maybe they are with protests that aren't necessarily organic. This is a great story. I say like Trump, hate Trump. I care less. Manhattan Trump grand jury set to break for the month. Anyway, the whole grand jury that wants to take Trump with the whole Stormy Daniels crap and all that. Basically, this is an interesting story. If I looked at it, if you want to summarize it, they chickened out. It's just too unpopular. It's just not happening. Anyway, I love the smell of wrecked shorts in the morning. I find them unfortunate, same as wrecked longs. I don't want to see anybody lose money. But with that said, that was a dumb move, people, last night. I don't know why you shorted so much. The liquidations were retarded. But Bitcoin true seekers, you didn't do that. And I would just say that. So thank you for being an optimist. For the future of humanity. I think that every Bitcoin Satoshi you own is like the most optimistic thing you can possibly do. It is a vote with your dollars, with your life. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, you're putting your money where your mouth is. You're putting foot to your prayers. And for real, keep stacking chats and keep stacking sats and chilling, because really, for every single Bitcoin Satoshi you own, that is a vote. That is a statement on a beautiful future for humanity. And I do believe that nothing can stop the good that is happening these days. The world is crazy, but you know what it is? It's the old empire trying to stop the good, and the good is here. And Bitcoin's truth seekers, if you got a Bitcoin Satoshi, you're part of that good. So, let's get rich in 2020, 30, because I love rich, good millionaires and billionaires. Let's all get there.